The young man you're seeing is named Juan Carlos, and recently, he shocked everyone after posting an extremely disturbing video, something that kept a lot of people up at night. Some time ago, he had to move to a new house. According to Juan, the only place available was right next to a cemetery. Even though he found the situation a little strange, he tried to joke about it, even saying he liked his neighbors since they were quiet. But very quickly, his life turned into chaos because it seems like something there doesn't want him around. One night, around 1 a.m., as he was getting ready to go to sleep, Juan started hearing loud banging on his door. The knocks were rhythmic and violent, echoing through the metal and leaving him completely terrified. That's when he grabbed his phone and began recording. Now, watch closely what he captured that night.
Son las 1 de la mañana, mi gente. Miren, son las 1 de la mañana. Y están tocando la puerta de mi casa, señores. Están tocando la puerta de mi casa. ¿Quién es? Señores, miren. Ay. ¿Quién es? Señores, miren. Están tocando la puerta de mi casa. Y no sé quién es, miren. No sé quién es, señores. Son las 1 de la mañana, mi gente. Y me encuentro en el cementerio, en la puerta. Ay, Dios mío, Señor, la sangre de Cristo tiene poder. Dios mío. ¿Quién es? Ay, señores, miren, sí, miren, quiero que caminen en el 6, señores. Quiero que caminen en el 6, señores. Hay algo en el 6, señores.
As you can hear, heavy pounding echoes against the metal door. Juan says the sounds were so intense that he thought someone might be throwing objects at it, and that's exactly why he decided to open the door. But the moment he opens it, there's nothing there, no one. And as you can see, the door sits at a noticeable height from the ground, which would likely make it difficult for anyone to hide that quickly. On another night, the activity became even more intense. He had just gotten home from work, exhausted, hoping to finally get some rest. But that was far from what happened, because what he recorded this time was even more disturbing.
Me encuentro en mi casa. Miren que no hay absolutamente nada. Y me encuentro como medio raro. No sé qué es lo que está pasando. No sé qué es lo que está pasando, mi gente, en mi casa hoy. Miren, señores, miren. Me siento como que no sé, como que hay algo raro en mi habitación hoy. Por favor, necesito que me ayuden. Hoy sí. Hoy siento esto. Miren, estoy solo en mi casa. Miren, estoy solo en mi casa, papá Dios. Y siento como que se mueve toda la cosa. Oh, Dios mío, se apagó la luz. Necesito a alguien que me ayude. Oh, Dios mío. Señores, ¿quién está viendo esto? Por favor, compártanlo. Miren, estoy solo en mi habitación, pero siento como no sé, como que se caen las cosas. Oh, papá Dios.
As you can see, Juan went through terrifying moments. Beyond the unexplained banging, various objects are now thrown across the room in front of the camera, and whatever is causing it seems to want to be noticed. In his final video, Juan Carlos decided to reveal the cemetery's exact location, almost as if he were asking for help. And by the end of his story, one unsettling conclusion remains. Maybe Juan's neighbors aren't as quiet as he once thought.
Recuerden que me encuentro aquí en mi casa, mi gente, en el cementerio, Cristo Redentor.
A terrifying video captured by a hotel's security camera has left many people intrigued because what appears in the footage, for some, has no clear explanation. It all began when a night security guard was doing her routine patrol. According to her, everything happened at exactly 3 a.m. in a remote area of the building where almost no guests or employees usually go. As you can see in the footage, she's simply walking through the hallway, unaware that something disturbing is about to happen. Suddenly, while she's walking, her hair is yanked so forcefully that it nearly throws her off balance. Confused, she immediately grabs her hair and looks around, trying to figure out whether it got caught on something or if someone could have pulled it. Trying to find a rational explanation, she rushes to the monitoring room. After reviewing the footage several times, she concludes that her hair was indeed pulled. But to her, it was clear that what happened had no logical explanation. Still unsettled, she later decided to research the building's history. What she discovered was disturbing. Back in the 1980s, the location was known as DuPont Plaza. 6 years later, the building suffered a major fire. Long story short, many people became trapped inside and tragically lost their lives, burned and suffocated. Years afterward, the structure was renovated and renamed Mario Estelares. However, those familiar with the building's past say that even after the renovation, its tragic history still lingers within its walls. There are dozens of reports from people who claim to have experienced supernatural events there. And after this video surfaced, many believe it may be confirmation that the building is truly haunted. The video you're about to see is truly disturbing. It was recorded in the middle of the night, and what it reveals left thousands of people terrified. It all started when a homeowner decided to install security cameras outside their house. In the first few moments of the footage, nothing unusual happens. But when the clock hits exactly 1:15 a.m., something sinister appears. Now, pay close attention. Watch carefully what was captured. In the footage, you can see a dense, dark shadow that appears to float just above the ground. What's even more alarming is that at the exact moment this shadow passes by, the neighborhood dogs begin barking intensely, as if they also sensed that mysterious presence. In the original post, the person who shared the video specifically asks viewers to focus on the dog barking on the left. If you look closely, it really does seem like the dog is reacting to something very specific. But the most disturbing part isn't just the apparition, it's what it supposedly represents. For years, residents of that city have claimed to see the same figure, standing silently in the exact same spot. According to them, whenever someone encounters it, that person passes away not long after. That's why no one goes near it, because in that area, it isn't seen as just a ghost, but as a warning. And you, if you found yourself face to face with that figure in the middle of the night, would you stay and watch or run without looking back? In Indonesia, a security guard was working another overnight shift, and everything pointed to it being just another quiet night. But suddenly, an alert from the security system goes off. The notification said only one thing: motion detected. Startled, the guard begins reviewing the camera footage. What he finds leaves him deeply shaken. Watch closely.
Atas mana? Atas tangga ini.
Bebas. Terserah kalian guys, mau pilih
Pilih yang mana? Tuh, kan nggak ada.
Itu bro, stiker ya.
Ntar kita zoom.
Stiker itu.
Ini stiker atau apa sih? Ini mah manusia.
Stiker matamu.
Manusia jurik. Susulin jangan. Gerak goblok.
In the right corner of the recording, an entity with glowing eyes appears. What's most unsettling is that it seems to be staring directly into the camera, almost as if it wants to be seen. According to the guard, it was exactly 3 a.m. Even though he was terrified, he decided to go check the area in person, but found nothing. Just an overwhelming, uneasy feeling lingering in the air. Later, when he mentioned the sighting to other employees, one of his co-workers claimed he had seen the same figure before, and even showed another recording that frightened them even more.
Nih. Nah, ini tuh Bang Bay.
Anjing, Dul.
Mang Bay.
Allah Akbar.
Ih, gerak Mang Bay.
Dul.
Anjing. Guys, lihat.
Cek sana Dul.
Mau cek sekarang?
Ayo, cek Dul.
Cek. Oke, kita cek.
Kita ke sana. Bentar. Aduh.
Once again, a glowing-eyed figure shows up on camera. This time, it appears lurking in the upper corner of a doorway. The guards grow even more alarmed when they realize it seems to be the same entity. None of them can explain what this being might be, but because it always appears during the night, many believe it could be something supernatural. While I was researching scary content for you guys, I came across a video that's very strange. What you're about to see is a short cell phone recording made by two young men who were heading home at night when they came across something in the middle of the street, something that left them deeply shaken.
Mamá, es una peluca. Toma, ábrela más. Más, así. Todo lo que se pueda. Más.
Mira, Chino, si ves esa bruja que está ahí.
Ábrelo más.
Ya es todo.
No es cierto, ábrelo más. Ay, esto.
Mira cómo se mueve, Chino, la...
Across the street, they spot a dark figure that, if you look closely, seems to remain fixed in the same spot. But when they zoom in, its silhouette appears to shift slowly, almost like thick smoke moving in the air. During the recording, one of the young men says he believes it might be a witch. However, as we can see, there's no clearly defined shape, which raises the possibility that it could be some kind of shadowy entity that, for whatever reason, chose to manifest in front of them. There's also the theory that it could simply be pareidolia, a psychological phenomenon where the brain interprets random stimuli as familiar shapes, like faces, animals, or objects. But as always here on the channel, you're the judge, and the interpretation is up to you. In 2024, a young woman known as Daf Zuniga left many of her followers shaken after posting a series of disturbing videos. It all began when she noticed her cat wasn't acting like herself. According to Daf, the cat had always been calm and affectionate, but suddenly she began showing signs of fear, standing still for hours, staring fixedly at empty spaces, as if she were watching some invisible presence.
Mi gatita no dejaba de ver algo en el pasillo, algo que yo no podía ver pero que le daba mucho miedo. Decidí mejor salirme del departamento, así que fui por mis cosas.
Que ya vine aquí por Gigi, me la voy a llevar. Ya salió de la maceta, ahorita en lo que estaba arreglando cosas. Pero vean, sigue queriéndose esconder. No quiere venir. Vean, eso no es normal. ¿Gigi? Sí, mi amor, ya nos vamos, mi amor. Ya no...
Yo empecé a escuchar cosas también, y Gigi miraba al mismo.
As you can see, the cat genuinely appears disturbed by something inside the apartment. Terrified, Daf searched every corner of the place, looking for insects or small animals that could explain the behavior, but she found nothing. That's when, according to her, she began to feel a strange heaviness in the atmosphere. The cat grew even more agitated, which led Daf to leave and spend the night at a friend's house. However, when she returned the next day, the situation seemed even worse.
Ayer regresé a mi departamento con mi gatita. Se escuchaban ruidos raros, pero supuse que son los vecinos. Se veía todo tranquilo. Saqué a Gigi, pero no quería salir. Hasta que por fin salió, pero con miedo. No dejaba de ver hacia el pasillo. Todo el día estuvo así. Y luego volteaba a ver hacia el espejo. La acompañé a la sala para que viera que ya no hay nada. Pero justo después del pasillo ya no quería pasar. En la noche otra vez, mientras lavaba trastes, no dejaba de ver el pasillo. Ya no sé qué hacer.
With each passing day, her cat appeared increasingly distressed, After doing some research, Daff read that cleansing the home with sage might help, believing her pet could be reacting to some kind of spiritual presence. But while she and a friend were performing the cleansing ritual, something unexpected happened. Watch closely at what appears behind her.
Y llegamos a la sala. Y pues aquí es lo más importante, obviamente, porque aquí es donde más. No, otra vez.
¿Se cayó?
Sí.
¿Lo tiraste tú?
No, y lo tengo grabado. O sea, ya fue. ¿Qué fue eso? Se acaba de caer. ¡Ay, mi bebé se va corriendo!
Suddenly, a metal cup is forcefully thrown off the countertop. At the exact same moment, Daff instinctively raises her hand to her face, clearly startled and afraid. In a later update, she claimed that after the sage cleansing, the atmosphere felt calmer. However, her cat still seems uneasy, now hiding in spots that are increasingly difficult to find. Was it simply normal feline behavior, or could the cat be sensing something we can't see? And more importantly, while the space was being cleansed, did something feel threatened and decide to make itself known? As always, I'll leave the interpretation up to you. The account Micaiah.Noel98 belongs to a cheerful young woman who had never posted anything related to horror. But some time ago, strange things began happening inside her home, and that's what led her to start documenting everything. According to her, on multiple occasions, the figure of an elderly woman was seen walking through the house at night. That experience pushed her to record a video explaining what she had witnessed.
Okay, so I'm at my parents' house, so I'm gonna tell you guys another scary story. So one time, I was here by myself, and I just happened to be walking into my parents' bedroom. So that's the dining room. I was walking into my parents' bedroom, right? Normal, okay? So obviously this is my sister, but when I was in here alone, I was walking out of the corner of my eye, I see something, so I turn and look, and it's a figure of a woman, and she's a little bit taller than Sophia, and it was just the top half of her, but she was like grayish white, and I could see completely through her, and all of a sudden she does this, and then she just takes off like a flash into...
In the clip, she even brings in her sister to help describe what she saw. From the way she tells the story, you can tell it genuinely shook her. But what happened next would leave her completely terrified. She was at home, filming a dance video for social media. What was supposed to be something fun and lighthearted turned into something chilling. In the background, there's an open doorway, and within the darkness, a figure quickly passes by. It happens so fast and so subtly that she doesn't notice it at the time. She uploads the video like normal, but soon, dozens of comments begin pointing out what appeared behind her. After that, she decides to review the footage, and according to her, what manifested in the background looks like the same figure that has been haunting her house. So now I'll ask you, do you think it was just a shadow caused by lighting? Or is there really something in that house that keeps showing up on camera? Juan Manuel is a man who works in a warehouse. For a long time, his videos showed nothing more than his everyday routine on the job. But recently, his recordings have started capturing terrifying events, leaving everyone who watches them completely shaken. According to him, the place is haunted by the spirit of a ghost girl who is frequently seen there. In some security camera footage, strange incidents can clearly be observed. Watch closely. As you can see, dozens of objects are suddenly thrown off a shelf, nearly hitting him. At first, it might seem like the shelving simply gave way, but seconds later, a refrigerator door swings open forcefully, making it clear that something else could be happening inside that warehouse. However, the story took an even darker turn one particular night. Juan and a friend were alone in the building when they witnessed something that deeply disturbed them.
Se escucha adentro, ¿no? Se la verga.
While they were working, what sounds like a child crying suddenly echoes through the space. The two glance at each other, trying to understand what's going on. In the footage, you can see the discomfort on their faces. After all, they're the only employees there, and the warehouse is completely empty. This led many viewers to believe it could be a genuine manifestation of the supposed ghost girl. Others argue it might simply be a child from a nearby house crying, or even someone in distress calling for help. The video is truly unsettling, especially when we see what appear to be physical manifestations happening right in front of the camera. But as always, you're the judge. Are we looking at something supernatural, or is there a logical explanation behind it all? And if you made it this far, thank you for watching. If this video gave you chills in any way, make sure to leave a like. It really helps the channel keep bringing you even more terrifying stories. And before you go, take a look at the video that's on your screen right now. It's even more disturbing than everything you saw today.